Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Look, it's crazy because those of you that know me know that I was in education for 20 and a half years. So growing up as a child, I always wanted to be in education, not necessarily a teacher, but I wanted to be in the schools, part of education, because growing up for me, schools were my safe place. School was the place that I felt the most comfortable and that I thrived in. And it was just always a home away from me. So when I got into education, I didn't really want to be a teacher. I wanted to be the boss. I wanted to be in charge. I wanted to be one of those people who was able to make some important decisions for the education system. And what I realized was, as I got higher and higher in the system, because I was only a teacher for 4 years, then I was an administrator for 10, and then I was the technology supervisor for almost 6 when I retired at 20 and a half years. And what I realized very quickly, back then we were ranked 50th in education. Louisiana was ranked dead last in education. I think now we're 49th, so we kind of teeter between 49 and 50th. But what I quickly realized, being in education and moving up the ladder, was how hard to describe, but just how ass backwards our state is when it comes to education. And it made perfect sense why we were always ranked dead last. The higher up I got, and the higher up the silly rules were, the politics, the guidelines, just all the stuff that got in the way of great teachers having the opportunity to be great teachers in classrooms. And it just was disheartening. And then when this new superintendent, who has now since left, came around, and we just didn't see eye to eye, and I knew that I couldn't be proud to work in that parish anymore, I got out. But it brings me back to probably the last 5 or 6 years after I had moved up to be technology supervisor in the school board. I hated it. I loved being in the schools. I loved being around the teachers and the students and everybody in the schools. But I remember the day I started the job as technology supervisor, just remember thinking, I just don't know that I'm going to like this. And I just never really loved it. And I hated Mondays. And that was when it started. I absolutely dreaded waking up on Monday morning and knowing that I had another week to go work at that school board office. There was nothing about it, literally nothing about it. I remember walking in, I was a technology supervisor, so my office, which didn't have a window, and y'all know how much I love being outside, I love nature, I love all the things, it didn't have a window. So on the most beautiful, sunny, gorgeous days, I couldn't see outside. And so my office was in what's called the media center. I remember walking in there the very first day on the job, just remembering the smell of this old building that just smelled like mildew and just dirt and just blah. I didn't like the smell of the building. And so I did everything I could over the years to get rid of that smell, but it was just like this, I don't know, it was just a hard to describe smell. And I just never felt comfortable there. I never enjoyed it. And I hated Mondays. And I remember thinking, I'm going to get to 20 years and I'm going to do something else that I love doing. And so now, not only do I love Mondays, I love every day of the week. I absolutely love being in charge of my own destiny. I love helping people. I love helping them reach their goals. And it's just been a godsend, whirlwind career change for me. So I would say to you, if you wake up on Mondays and every Monday you dread it, and every Monday you are just dreading getting out of bed, because that's where I was. I'd wake up, the alarm would go off on Monday morning, and I would think to myself, what excuse can I come up with today to not have to show up at that hellhole? Because I didn't enjoy a single minute of it. And I put on a huge smile on my face and acted like all was right with the world. And most people believed that it was just amazing, and it wasn't. And there was nothing about it that I enjoyed. I missed being in the schools. I missed being with the children. I missed being with the teachers. I missed all those things. And what I didn't enjoy, like I said, was moving up the ranks and just realizing how screwed we were, how the public school system in Louisiana was just setting up teachers and children for failure. And it was a sad reality, and it still is a sad reality. And listen, it needs a whole renovation, and I wouldn't even know where to begin, and I don't want to be part of it at all, and I'm glad that I'm not part of it. And thankfully, I live in a community where we have amazing teachers, amazing administrators. Most of our schools are A schools, in spite of all the shit. Because listen, they do not get the support that they need at all. And that's from the state level all the way down to the local level. It's a very sad reality. They're underpaid, they're underprivileged, they're underappreciated, they're all the things, and they're getting out there every single day and doing what they need to do the best that they can. And so that's one reason why I have such a soft spot in my heart for educators. I love them. I adore them. They work so hard. And our children that are graduating from high school with honors and with high ACT scores and with scholarships are doing it in spite of the fact that a lot of them don't have what they need, either at home or in the schools. So Mondays, for me, I absolutely love Mondays. I've always been the kind of person that people would sometimes, I remember in high school walking down the hall one day and some guy saying to me, "Why do you always have a smile on your face?" And I remember thinking, why don't you? I mean, this is our life. We get to decide our destiny and determine, right, if we're going to make it a great day or a not so great day. We get every single day. We get the same amount of time. We all have the same amount of problems. Listen, we all have problems. We all have problems with our children, with married life, with finances, with bills. We all have the same shit. It's all about how we handle it, right? So we can wake up in the morning and decide that it's going to be an amazing day and go out and make it an amazing day, or we can just wallow and moan and gripe and hope that it gets better. And hope is definitely not a strategy. It's not a plan. It's not anything. So I would challenge you, if you are waking up most Mondays to get ready to go to work and you are dreading it, think about something else. Just think, there's so many things. I think to myself, we live in America where anything that we decide to do, we can do it. We just have to decide that we're going to do it and go get it, right? And another thing that just kind of aggravates me while I'm on my soapbox, the other day somebody said to me, if my husband lets me do it, then I'm going to do it. And I thought to myself, you know what? We are so blessed to live in a country where our husbands are not our bosses. They should be our equals. They should be our partners. They should be our best friends. They should be the people that support us the most. There are many countries in the world where women are not independent and do have to get permission from their husbands to decide if they can do something or not. We're living in a free country where we are able to do whatever we choose to do as long as we follow the law, right? So I would challenge you that if you're in a situation where you don't feel empowered and you don't feel independent and you can't do the things that you want to do, change the situation. Life is too short. So if you're thinking about real estate, remember this: there are no stupid questions, none at all. Ask the question, and if you don't have somebody that you can talk to, give me a call, message me, text me. I'd love to have a conversation with you, whether it's about real estate or just life in general. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy this week and go out and make this Monday a great start to the week. Y'all have a great one.